So what you need to know is that power, your power, comes from freedom and not fear. Hey, how's it going? This is James Tripp with a video for James Tripp Chaos Wave. I want to get this one done super succinctly. Following the last video, which was on outcome attachment and how it can rob you of your power, I want to clarify a couple of points, something really major, because there were some misunderstandings, I think, that were coming out of that video. So I want to show you here how power, your power, personal power, comes from freedom and not fear. And this is why understanding outcome attachment and being able to unhook yourself from it is really important, significantly important, if you want to be effective in shaping your life as you want it to be, because outcome attachment is a very engine of everyday fear. And if you're hooked into it, you're always going to be living reactively and you're never going to be living creatively. So I want to make this point absolutely clear. So in the question section, it became clear from some of the conversation, there was one person that seemed to not understand, and please, this is not, I'm not pointing a finger of blame. I own my limited capacity to communicate this rich and complex subject, so I'm not pointing any fingers, but it seemed to be that one misunderstanding was that detaching from outcome meant just not caring, just kind of drifting around. So it's as if there was a mistaking of detachment from outcome as a detachment from focus and a detachment from generative activity. It is not. And to understand why this is not the case, we need to understand what the attachment is between. It's outcome attachment, but attachment to what? Now, when we're talking about outcome attachment, we're talking about having an outcome that is attached to the sense of self, and therefore indirectly creating an emotional attachment to self-worth. So an outcome attachment is when we need to get things to come out a particular way, and if we do not, on some level, either microscopically or in a big way, our self-worth will be impacted. Now, that might not seem such a problem if it's impacted in a positive direction. If we get a fantastic result, we get to feel really good. But there's a flip side to this. If you don't get the result that you've decided in your mind you absolutely must get, you're going to take a hit at the level of self-worth. This is going to affect your grounding and your groundedness in life. And if you show up with poor grounding, poor groundedness, your ability to influence others and shape the world around you is seriously undermined. So when we're talking about unhooking from outcome attachment, we're not talking about not having outcomes, not having a vision, not looking forward, not having a focus on what you want to create. Absolutely, we want to have a focus on what we want to create. This is something I teach when I teach hypnosis. I teach it when I'm teaching personal mastery stuff. Outcome is important in terms of it shaping focus. We need focus in order to act effectively in the world. So it's not about not having outcome, it's about not having that outcome attached to our sense of self and our self-worth. This is an absolutely hugely important thing. And the reason is simple. If an outcome becomes attached to our sense of worth, it will key into our threat response systems. It will put us into what you might call survival mode. It's going to have us living in reaction, coming from fight, flight, freeze, hide, avoid, submit. We might be able to overcome that consciously if it's not too heavy a charge. But if it's there, it's going to be hindering us. It's going to be like tendrils wrapped around our ankles as we try and act in the world. But when we free ourselves from that, we free ourselves to be completely maneuverable in relation to our outcome, because we're now able to come from a place of freedom, of generativity, not of threat response, but of generativity. This is the thing that makes the absolutely huge difference in all of this. So this is all I want to say. Outcome attachment isn't about not having an outcome or not caring about whether something comes this way or not. It means not worrying about whether something comes out this way or that way, but it doesn't mean not caring. People confuse caring and worrying all the time. They're not the same thing. So what detaching from outcome enables us to do is unhook our sense of self from the outcome, so our threat response systems can stay offline, so we can stay in our grounding, be ourselves at our most powerful, at our most creative, and thus freeing us to more effectively shape and create the outcomes that we want, not flap around getting nothing happening. And that's why I've called this video, Your Power Comes from Freedom and Not Fear. Okay, if you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like the video. If you don't like the video, leave a comment below saying why you don't like the video. And if you want to get interesting perspectives, unusual perspectives that you will not get anywhere else on using your mind to shape your life, on hypnosis, NLP and beyond, make sure you hit subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications bell as well, because if you don't hit the notifications bell, you won't know when the videos come out. Okay, until we speak again, keep on shaping your life.